And so many of these things do come into consideration. But when we depend more on them, on their heart, on their words, then our perception is totally different. The way we take the truth is totally different. So we should aspire for that consciousness. Please understand this, dear devotees. Duryodhana actually seen the Lord, shook hands with the Lord, ate with the Lord. He was actually seeing him regularly, but he did not accept him as his master. It is not the fault of the Lord. It is the fault of the jiva because it doesn't want to take the Lord in that state. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came, a lot of people they're actually seeing him, oh, he's just a devotee or he's some person or he's like a no saint. Nobody could understand that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only few devotees could understand. Because the Lord was present. Still, nobody could understand. Now, after 500 years later, how do we see his presence now? This is the question which we need to ask. How do we see the presence of Lord Nityananda and his mercy? How can we assimilate? When Narottam Thakur chanted, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested. That means if it is possible to Narottam Thakur, then is it not possible? It is possible. We need to see with what attitude he did, with what consciousness he did. What is his state of, what is his mentality, what is his dependence? Oh, so many things. That means his Krishna consciousness is a very live thing. It's not impractical, it's very practical. It's the core of the heart. And these things we need to meditate, we need to address. Otherwise, we will fall into trap like what Duryodhana is doing right now, assimilating. क्या है, वो क्या है, ये क्या है, इधर क्या हो रहा, उधर क्या हो रहा. Just like Duryodhana is actually seeing on the other side, we actually see through the media. What's happening there? What's happening here? How do I do that? How do I do this? Oh, they are getting this, they are getting that. That is a problem. Now that problem has to be addressed by taking more shelter. That means, I was actually discussing this in the morning, but Krishna consciousness is not difficult. It's very easy and it's very practical also. What we need to do is at every step, we need to do it everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. That's it, as simple as that. Every moment you should do. You don't have to invent new thing. Every moment you have to do it for their act. So that's it. We should know what is pleasing the Lord. If you know what is pleasing the Lord, we should just do that again and again, again and again, again and again. Rather than falling to the prayer of Puna Puna Charita Charana and all that, chewing the chew. Chewing the chew is what? Chewing the chew is the assimilation which Duryodhana is doing. This is a problem in this world. Chaotic condition. This has to be addressed. Otherwise, dear devotees, even in the presence of devotees, we cannot understand about this truth. Even having good association, we cannot understand this truth. That means we should aspire, we should elevate our consciousness more. We should be fixed up. Then in this state, we will never find faults. We will never see. Why Duryodhana is seeing faults? Because his heart is frustrated. Because he never understand who Vidura is. He's thinking that Vidura is his uncle. No, no, he's a pure soul. He's a pure devotee. Shuddha Bhakta Charana Reno Bhajana Anukula. He was pure devotee. He couldn't understand his heart. That's why he never understood who Krishna is. The hidden, na, challa, hidden. That's why to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, you should understand Lord Nityananda. Otherwise, you cannot understand him. Lord Nityananda represents our acharyas. We should understand them. If we understand them, then we will understand Lord Chaitanya. They're sharing about that, right? If a sadhaka is aspiring for dhana jana sundari, then how will he understand the Lord? As simple as that. And this is not impractical, you know. This is practical. This is the only practical way. You should actually come out of that state. Otherwise, otherwise, whoever is speaking the truth, we will develop enmity to that person. This is Kali Purusha is working now. It will come in the opposite direction. I remember my spiritual master telling people, as I'm speaking the truth, that's what he told us. As Vaishnava Acharyas, all the exalted personalities, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also, they had enmity towards him. Why? Because all the Brahmanas, they couldn't see his magnanimity, his rajasa, his his glorious state of consciousness, his wonderful grip on the absolute truth, his conviction in the process, his acceptance of Krishna consciousness, his deep affection towards the Lord and his spiritual master. People, they couldn't digest that. So they gave 25,000 rupees those days. It's a lot of money actually. Those days, 25,000 is a heavy amount. They said, you kill that person. And the police is dear to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He said, you know what, this is what is happening in the background. You don't come to that place on that day. What is happening? He's just speaking the truth, but they couldn't digest that. Because what is happening? It's coming in a reverse way. Rather than doing aradhana them, enmity comes. This is exactly happened now. This enmity came in the spiritual world. That's why we are here. So that is still repeating here in this world. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. Anyone would like to add anything on this? You have to share on the subject matter which we discussed.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, you just
Hare
mentioned the enmity came in the spiritual world. Can you explain, Prabhuji? So I did not completely understand that.
Actually, Dvesha came to us in the spiritual world only. How is that happening is, oh, why only the Lord? Why only his devotees? Why not me? Why that state? Why this state? Why only he? Why not me? This state and mentality came. Why only that devotee? Why only that person? Why not me? This why not me? This state leads to envy. Just like Mantara, she felt that, oh, if Lord Ramachandra becomes king, then Kaikeyi, Kaikeyi's grip will be reduced. And through that insecurity, she felt that envy towards the Lord, and then she spoiled everything. So the moment that envy comes into the heart, what happens is we will be sent out here. And that envy will not manifest very deep there itself. But if the consciousness is driving to that direction, we'll be sent to the higher planets from the spiritual world. We'll be sent to the higher planets. And then through the higher planets, slowly, we come to Bhuloka. Then this is where we will begin the cycle of Punarapijana, Punarapi Marana, 84 lakh species. Because that fire of envy, that lust, greed, because all these qualities will manifest. They have to be fulfilled, na? Because that is the jiva's desire. because Jiva wants to enjoy. So Krishna says, if you want to enjoy in separation of me, you cannot enjoy there, you have to enjoy here. Or if you have envy there, you cannot stay there, you have to stay here. That means you have to stay in an illusory state which is separate from the real state. So whatever so-called things which we are doing, it's all an illusion actually. For example, if a person has 3 buildings, 4 buildings, it's all illusion. It's all an illusory state. Now, one day, the dollar of, I'm just giving a rough example. This will not happen. I'm just giving a rough example. Oh, $1 is 90 rupees. If $1 becomes 10 rupees, that means the money which you have is not the same money anymore. That means what is that state? That is not the real state, na? That means the asset which we have, that is not the real asset. That means it can change at any moment. That means anything which is changing, that happens only in this material world. That means through that illusion, Krishna creates that illusion, and then through that illusion, all of these things are manifested. All of these things are given fire: lust, greed, anger, envy, false ego, pride. Because this itself is illusion. Through this illusion, another illusion, illusory state has to be created. That is why Lord created this material world, just to fulfill the Jiva's desire. See, dear devotees, how much love the Lord has towards the Jiva. Even the Jiva leaves the Lord. Still, Lord is not leaving the Jiva. He's staying in the Jiva side as Paramatma. And a spiritual master, the Acharya, Srila Prabhupada and his pure followers, they actually tell us that you see, this is why you are here. This is a reason. This is a reason of your anxiety. This is a reason of your frustration because you are in an illusory state. There is no happiness here, but you are looking for happiness at a place where there is no happiness. That's why we are continuously shattered again and again. That's so. What is envy? Oh, why only Krishna? Let's me also. That itself is an, what are we trying to do? We are trying to do another business on top of the business which the Lord has already created. Lord's business is a real absolute truth. The business which we are trying to do in separation of Him, that is in the illusory state. Wherever the Lord is absent, that is illusion. That's what exactly happens to Arjuna in chapter 1. That's why if you understand chapter 1, dear, what is the details of why Duryodhana is actually acting like this, why Arjuna is acting like this, all your doubts will be dissipated.
Thank you. Prabhuji, but we always, hear that envy is not there in the spiritual world, right? But I'm still trying to understand.
No, it is not there. That means the state of consciousness is not there. When we develop the state of consciousness, we are no longer there in the spiritual world. Envy is not there in the spiritual world because nobody has envy. Whoever has envy, they'll be here only.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So,
But to
so there will be
gain
no
that state
envy
of
in the spiritual, right, Prabhuji?
come
That's what
again,
my
bro.
question. No envy in the spiritual world, right?
There's no envy in the spiritual world.
Okay.
But when
Okay.
we
Okay.
develop
Thank you.
that kind of consciousness, then we've been sent here. For
So you,
example,
you mean to say there is a chance of getting that consciousness in the spiritual world?
oh yeah, exactly. Otherwise, why the jiva would be here?
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
As simple as that. Now, if the jiva is here, means that means we used that wrong opportunity in the spiritual world. Just like here, let's say we are living here, and there is a jail. Not every person will be in the jail. Only few people will be in the jail who are going against the principles which are actually set here. Exactly, the principles which are there in the spiritual world, which comes out of love, out of devotion to the Lord. If a person is actually against that, then he'll be sent here. If he's trying to develop that consciousness, then it triggers there in the spiritual world, and then we'll be sent here. Now, technically, there is no envy there. Whoever has envy, they'll be here. Whoever is trying to cultivate that attitude, they'll be sent here. Making sense, bro?
Yes,
Subal
Prabhuji.
Pro, am I making sense?
Yeah. Yes. So whoever, I mean, there is a chance they can get envy there, but once they get it, they'll be sent here. It's like a
Obvious,
jail. Yeah.
obvious, because we have to be corrected out of love. The Lord sends, and then if you see, actually, when He sends here, He's not leaving us. That is a beauty. He's not leaving. Because the magnanimity of the Father. Father would never leave the child. Even the child doesn't want the father. The child wants to go away from the father, but still the father doesn't want to leave the child. That's why Acharyas also, why Acharyas are coming? They know this, how this place is. This is a rotten place actually. But still they come. Why? Because they want to send the children of the Lord back to his abode. That is the reason why they are here. That is the reason why they come. It's not out of their love, out of their compassion, out of their affection. Because, for example, if you put a stone and you're next to that muddy water, so you added a stone, the muddy water will fall on us. That's how this material world is. All we need to do is we need to correct our consciousness, and then whatever we have to do, we should do that. Whatever services we have to do, we should do that. Finish our business and then go back. We should not be attached to any of this, anything of this world. We should not be attached to that. How do we remove our attachment to this? By connecting everything to the Lord. That is the only way. We are not losing out the attachment in an impersonal way. It is in a personal way. Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, as you, and the connection of Prabhuji's question about this envy, so Prabhuji, so demigods are in the heaven, right? Prabhuji, are they in the spiritual world?
No, it's not the spiritual world. No?
They are not
It's,
the,
a,
in the spiritual world.
it's in this material world only. All the Devatas are in the material world only. It's not the spiritual world.
Heaven, yeah, okay, okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, then I do not have that question because I know that Indra, King Indra
No,
always
it is not just envy, any anartha.
any unearths, okay.
To Subal Prabhu's point, it's not only envy, any anartha. If any anartha, any tinge is there, then that is not the place for us.
Yes.
It's logical also. If you actually see, for example, without correcting our consciousness, let's say Srila Prabhupada or the mercy of his followers, they kept us in the spiritual world. There's no training, nothing happened. We are there in the spiritual world. Now we are actually standing there, and then Krishna is coming. Now, while Krishna is coming, so many other devotees are around Krishna. They're speaking to him, they're embracing him, there's intimate relationship happening. They're playing with him. Immediately in our heart, Hare, why only them? Why not me? Hare, why Krishna is with them? Why not me? These things. So naturally, those things are still there now in the heart. So they will come in the heart as a thought. Then our purpose of going there itself is in vain, went in vain, because we have so many other expectations. Even if we go to the spiritual world, Krishna should see us. Krishna should be with us only. So these things have not yet removed. So even if you go to the spiritual world, we'll be in a difficult state. Then again we have to come here. Because the consciousness is not purified. The mentality is not corrected yet. So we're still looking for so many other things. That's how it manifests. That's why even if you are sent to the spiritual world, if the consciousness is not right, then they're not helping us. That means if the Lord wants to remove, He'll remove that in a moment. But Lord will remove based on our desire, na? If Lord would have removed, he wouldn't have sent us here also. Please understand. Why would have been here in this material world? We would have been there only. Lord would have corrected it in a moment. Oh, correct him, correct him. That's it. Lord would have corrected. No, that is not what he's expecting from us now. He's expecting from our side also that love and affection. See, love only comes through in a natural state. One cannot force the other person. Oh, why are you not loving? Even in the material world also, a boy cannot force the girl. Oh, why are you not loving? Why are you not loving? Oh, I am loving you so much. Why are you not loving me? Oh, he cannot force the other person. Or if the force is not possible here, or how is that it will be possible in the material, in the spiritual world? Not how he will force us. He will not force us. He will keep us according to our desires. That's why if you actually see the relationships also are according to our desires. So it's a deep aspect to introspect. So this actually shows the love of the Lord. Hare Krishna. And Lord Nityananda is exactly opposite to that. He knows the people don't want to go there, but he wants to send. This is his magnanimity. See here. Even more magnanimous. Now, by the mercy of the Lord, these personalities who come, they are even more magnanimous. Now, Lord Nityananda is more magnanimous by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Please understand. It's not independent of Lord Chaitanya. Because they don't feel themselves as independent of the Lord. But if you see in this world, so many people worship so many personalities independent of the Lord. And this is called as impersonalism. Because we don't keep that person in the center. This impersonalism kills. Atheism is also impersonalism. Hare Krishna.
And also, Prabhuji, when we born in this material world, these three modes of material nature always influence us, Prabhu. So whatever we are doing, we are not doing through us. Like everything is this modes, these three modes are influencing us. So that's why acharyas, we have to dependent on gurus, acharyas, because they will bring us back. We do not have any power. So that through their power, we'll go back. If
Thinking that we have power is also illusion.
yes.
Thinking that Jiva has a power. If the Jiva has a power, no, go to the spiritual world now only. Why are you not going? You know, na, spiritual world is good. Go now. Jiva has, he cannot do anything.
Mhm.
He has to just depend. But he has so much false ego, he cannot come to that state. That's why this is actually Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi. Why Shankaracharya told like this?
Mhm. Yes.
Who is Lord, who is Mahashiva? Who is Lord Shiva only, Shankaracharya. Why he told like this? Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Jananam, this cycle of birth and death, birth and death. Why? Because we are stuck here.
Mhm.
Because we don't depend because of our false ego.
Yes, Prabhuji. And also, Prabhuji, I heard from Srila Jiva Goswami wrote that this Jiva's sufferings, Krishna don't understand and don't hear that so much sufferings we have in this material world. But the acharyas who comes and came to this material world to deliver us, through them they pray for those jivas, and that's why we have to dependent on those acharyas, the gurus.
Exactly. Through their prayers only we'll come
Through
out of
their
this.
prayers. Yeah.
Exactly. Through their prayers. There
Yeah.
is no other way.
Yes, Prabhu. And I was like surprised in learning that Krishna doesn't understand the sufferings of the
No,
jivas.
no, no. Krishna definitely understands the suffering of the jivas.
Cannot feel
That's why he's
them.
sending all these personalities here in this
Yes.
world.
Yeah.
Krishna do understand. He's a father and he understands everything. That's why he sends his empowered personalities in this world. So that through those personalities we understand the truth. We realize the truth, get those realization, accept the process, finish the business, go back home back to and before going back home back to God, intensely serve them, out of separation. That also comes. Because otherwise, otherwise what is the use of this life?
Yeah.
Right? The Lord understands everything. Not that Lord will not understand. Lord understands. But through that understanding only we are sending all these personalities. That's how he established this Guru Parampara.
Parampara, yeah.
He sends his acharyas, he sends his pure devotees. Out of love. That's why sitting in the heart as Paramatma, out of love, of devotion. And then he glorifies his devotees. And then he actually intensifies the qualities of his devotees because Arjuna, Srila Prabhupada, all the personalities, all the important personalities, he actually glorifies them. Right? Because through that glorification, through that understanding, he is showing that my devotees are great. And when we take their shelter, we'll understand the heart of the Lord. And then through that understanding, we'll go back to Godhead and then serve those devotees there in the spiritual world as service to the Lord. It's a very, we have a very deep relationship with all the devotees in the spiritual, especially wherever we have our relationship. We have very, very deep relationship. Dear devotees, please understand if something is there for eternal, please understand how deep relationship we have. Now another question will come. If that is that deep relationship, then how did we left that relationship? See, this is the foolishness of the conditions. That's why we are called as conditioned. That's why Srila Prabhupada calls fools. Why? Because who will leave that thing? We did. Hare Krishna. Now we are realizing that. We realize, correct our consciousness, and come back to God. It's simple. It's not difficult, Krishna. Just do everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Everything. Everything is everything. Through that, you get so many realizations. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Rachana Mataji is asking something. If you go to the spiritual world just by the mercy of Guru and we still have anarthas, that anartha we can't correct. Once we are in the spiritual world, for anartha correction, we have to be in the Mrityuloka. Once we become a pure devotee, then there is no coming back. Yes, basically, the association will remove all the anarthas. Following the words of the Acharya, they will remove all the anarthas. Taking the association of pure souls, they will remove all the anarthas. When the anarthas are gone, then only we'll go to the spiritual world. Please don't understand just by getting initiation or just by chanting few rounds, we'll go to the spiritual world. No. It's never proper, never wrote like that. We should transform our consciousness, and by their mercy we'll go. After the transformed consciousness, we have to realize, and the jiva will actually realize his existence. Then we will go by their mercy. Even that all of these realizations is coming through their mercy only. Independently, we cannot do anything. Can a Mataji have a child independently? No. She has to have a husband. Now Krishna is telling, I am the source of that. That means the husband in the strength in the husband is actually Krishna. That means the husband has to be dependent. He is also dependent. We are all three only. Nobody is Purusha here. Only Krishna is Purusha. Please understand this. We cannot proclaim that, oh, I am a Purusha. She is three. No, Krishna is only Purusha. That means he is the only enjoyer. Rest everything is a servant. Rest everyone is serving him some way, shape, or form. We are not talking through a linga. Please understand. Rest everything. He is only Purusha. He is only Mula. Everything is dependent on him only. That realization we should get. Great. Is that okay now?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you. You're nicely hearing. Please hear. Continue hearing like that. You'll make a lot of progress in Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances
Hare
always.
Krishna.
Prabhupada. Prabhu, thank you so very much for the class, Prabhu, details. Two points that I would like to share. One question and one something to share. Something to share about the kids that you mentioned. In deep, we think that they are not listening or they are not. They might not be responding or reacting, but actually the message does go into their heart. It's just that they don't express at that point of time. But if we expect a response, then with our expectation, with my expectation, if they don't respond and I get frustrated, obviously it's my consciousness which is getting spoiled, not them, because they are already having the consciousness in their heart, provided they are listening from the guru attentively.
See, we should not be frustrated if they are not listening. We should understand why they are not listening.
Yes.
So the reason of that frustration we should understand. So if somebody is, is not listening, then we should see why they are not listening. We should try to address them first. So we should see what can be done so that their heart can be addressed. Then through that addressing, we will move forward in Krishna consciousness. Because if there's an obstruction which is coming in between us and practice of Krishna consciousness, means that we need to address that. We need to try to solve that thing. Either we should speak, we should explain, should figure out what is the solution, and then try to apply them, and then come out of it. So, yes, definitely, hearing from the spiritual master is very important. So, we should give that facility, we should provide that facility to them so that this is a really genuine process. And then, if they hear, then it will be beneficial for them. We should give them that conviction in their heart. So, when that is being given, then slowly they will also transform their consciousness. But the relationship has to be developed. The relationship is developed and the hearing will be different.
Yes, Prabhuji. Key- Hearing is the key. It's the starting point. Without hearing, then there is no
And
other
also hearing should be in
confidence.
relationship. Hearing should be in relationship means the person has to take a responsibility. It's not like person will come and tell and then after 1 year he'll visit us. No, the person has to take a responsibility. This is what my spiritual master does very expertly. He takes the responsibility of that person because he feels that person has a project. He doesn't have any other projects. He has the project of that person only. It means the person has to feel that presence. Then just like Arjuna has actually felt that presence, through that presence only he took the truth. Why Duryodhana did not took why this is a question we need to ask. I'm asking this question. Why Duryodhana is not taking, why Arjuna is taking? Because Arjuna is feeling that relation. Duryodhana is not feeling that relation. When a person doesn't feel, he will not accept the truth. Very important. He should actually feel their presence. Then it makes sense. Otherwise, it will not make sense. Very important. And everything is in relationship only because in the spiritual world also we have relation. The reason why we came into this material world, we shattered our relationship in spiritual world, especially not with the Lord, with his devotees. That's why if you actually see a problem with devotees only. Because the same problem is there in the spiritual world. That has to be corrected. Otherwise, until that point is corrected, we'll not go back to we will not go back to Godhead. I remember Sricha Master telling this very, very, very wonderfully, beautifully. That relationship has to be corrected. If that is corrected, then it will make sense. Hare Krishna. So I'll stop here. Thank you all very much. For caused an inconvenience, please excuse me. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.